99 problems, but a mortgage ain't one.
Hey everybody. So I am doing preparations for next week's Pemberton Music Festival. Good old Pemby Fest. There will be 30 to 40,000 people or whatever, basically camping in the Pemberton Valley, rocking out to over 90 bands, everything from classic rock to metal to hip-hop to EDM. They've got a rave tent. Like, it's always a blast. Now you see, that to me is a vacation, and every year I budget a certain amount of money to do one or two of these road trips to festivals in BC. You know, everybody's different. Now, I've never had the travel bug. A lot of my friends have traveled around the world and moved across the country, lived on the other side of Canada, even down to the States and countries everywhere. And usually they end up coming back. I find a lot of the younger generation is not satisfied with their life. They're not happy, and they think if they move, it'll change things. But in reality, your physical location doesn't really change your life. If you're unhappy for whatever reason, you have to look deeper than that. And I look at it this way. Vancouver is one of the most beautiful coastal cities in the world. I love this place. And I mean, when half the world wants to come here and our tourism industry is huge, I mean, we have the most, this is not something to be proud of, but we have the most expensive real estate in North America, the highest gas prices in North America. Well, that's all because people want to live here. So that tells me, why would I want to leave here? Sure, it'd be nice to go and explore and see other places and whatnot, but I've never really had, again, I've never had the travel bug. I don't feel like I'd want to spend my money to go elsewhere and see other things when I'm just going to come back here anyways, because I love BC. So to me, I mean, I could spend all summer every week going to new locations and exploring, and I would never leave this province. The last time I was in a foreign country was when I was in the USA back in 2000. And that was just to go over the border to buy a motorcycle at a dealer that I found in Mount Vernon, Washington. And I took a Greyhound bus down there. That was before you needed a passport too. So, you know, it was super easy to go over the border and come back. That's why I've never bothered to get a passport again, because I have no reason to go over there. If I lived close to the US border, I mean, I'm fairly close, but if I lived even closer, I guess I would get a passport just to go down and get cheap gas once in a while, or things like, some things are cheaper. For example, if I wanted new tires on my motorhome, which, by the way, I just did get a couple new tires here in Vancouver. But if I wanted to do all 6 tires, it'd be a lot cheaper if I go down to, I think, Oregon. That's a good place. But I mean, it's never been a priority for me. That being said, I am going to finally get my passport just for impromptu weekend trips, maybe down to Washington State, just because it's so close. And it's beautiful too, just like BC. So I'd love to go check some things out. But I don't really care so much for spending money to do what, say, a lot of people would do, like I'm not going to spend $1,000 to get on a plane and fly to a foreign country just to sit on a beach for a week and come back. To me, that's an insane waste of money. I would much rather spend the $1,000 doing something fun with friends and be close to home. So, for example, the music festival, it's going to cost me around $1,000. And it's exactly what I'd want to spend my money on. To me, it makes more sense to do that. I'm going to be partying out there with all sorts of friends that I know, and I'm going to meet new lifelong friends from it. That always happens at the festivals too. It's just a blast, as opposed to sitting on a beach for a week, spending all my money in hotels and flights. I have no interest in that. It doesn't do anything for me. And living here in Vancouver, living the van life, like, as you all know, this isn't a travel channel. This is an urban camping channel. But we're so lucky here in BC that we have such a warm climate that it's a year-round thing. Like, you can live in your motorhome or on your boats or whatever all year round. You know, we rarely ever see a snowflake. It doesn't really get cold enough to worry about things like tanks freezing or anything like that. So it's a pretty awesome place to live year-round and do this lifestyle. So I'm not like a snowbird, which is more, I'd say, people middle and eastern Canada, which go down south during the winter. Because it's really cold. The farther east you go, the colder it gets, right? But here on the West Coast, it's not an issue. So I'd rather spend a few $100s to go spend a weekend on the Gulf Islands like you guys saw in a video a few weeks ago, or spend even more than a few $100s to go to a huge kick-ass music festival right here in my backyard basically. Well, it's about 2.5 hours away, but it's endless, and there's music festivals every weekend all over the province. To each their own, right? Everyone's got their own thing. I guess they call it staycation. A lot of people do the staycation, but to me it's like, well, so many people want to come here for their vacation. I already live here, so, you know, I'm not going to take that for granted. I'm going to go and explore things. Geez, there's a lot of things I haven't seen right here in BC, or in Canada for that matter, that people who live in other countries have all explored, and I still haven't even done it yet, and I live here. So I have a lot of plans for exploring this beautiful country, and I definitely want to do some more road trips next year, but they'll probably be here in Canada. But who knows, you know. I fly by the seat of my pants sometimes. I don't know. I don't have any plans. Hope the wind isn't too bad. It's kind of picking up right now for the camera. But anyways, you're going to see some videos from me next week from Pemberton Music Festival. Well, I would say after next week when I get back. I'm not going to be doing many videos between now and then because I'm just too busy getting everything ready, getting everything organized for the festival. And then of course while I'm at the festival I'm not going to be doing videos, but you will be able to follow me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/JustinCredibleTV. I'll be posting here and there from the festival, I'm sure, so you can always follow me in my adventures there. But I want to hear from you guys. Are you like me? Do you stay more local, or do you have the itch to get on a plane and fly to a different country just to do what you could do right at home anyways? I kind of want to hear what you guys think of that and what your idea of a vacation is. To me, a vacation is driving 2 hours out of town and sitting by a lake having a campfire. Obviously no campfires right now with all the wildfires going on, but you know what I mean? I would rather spend my money doing something like that than getting on a plane and going somewhere else, because our backyard here is just unbelievable. Like and it's huge. Have you guys seen how big BC is? I think you can fit like 10 Texases inside BC. So I don't really have any desire to go anywhere else, but that's just me. What about you guys? I'd love to hear your comments on that, and what you think, or what your idea of an ideal vacation is. All right, I'll leave it at that, guys. Talk to you soon. Keep on rocking the free world, everyone.
Keep on rocking the free world.
Pick up your Keep on Rockin' in the Free World sticker now, or choose from some of the others over on my site at justincredible.net.